Tens of millions of Americans were confronted with a one-two punch of brutal hot temperatures and oppressive humidity on Friday, as an unrelenting heat wave settled over the Midwest and East Coast and was expected to persist into the weekend. More than 175 million people in the US were under extensive heat warnings and advisories until at least Saturday afternoon, as midday heat index readings in many spots rose well above 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 centigrade, the National Weather Service or NWS said.
Well, I walked outside and I was hoping for something clearer than yesterday, which was too humid. And it was a little clearer, but then you get walking and awfully hot, too hot. And it actually made me think, as I was putting the leashes on the side, it made me think about global warming, of course, to anybody that I consider intelligent, because the signs are obvious and factual, but it was like, I think it's like 94 today, perhaps. And when I was just standing in the sun for a heartbeat, I thought, this kind of 94 feels different than other 94s. And I'm just wondering, in terms of the sun's closeness to the earth, just gave me pause to think.
Some of the nation's biggest cities, including Chicago, New York, and Philadelphia, have opened cooling centers in public libraries and community centers for those who are unable to escape the hot temperature. US city officials and forecasters are urging people to stay out of the hot weather as it has the potential to cause heat-related illness, especially for those working or participating in outdoor activities, people aged 65 and older, children, and those with chronic illness.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm shredded. I'm as lean as I get, so I ran this morning. I did like a 3-mile run like usual, went to the gym, I sweated out. I drink minimal water. I'm basically dehydrating because otherwise people put their arms around me and I'm all wet. So, and I also navigate into the shade mostly. I walk around until 3 o'clock, the sun will be past. So just in the winter, I stay in the sun as much as possible. In the summer, I stay in the shade as much as possible. I have some skin cancer, so I wear some sunscreen. But I'm a New Yorker, I'm resilient, I'm not leaving until the job is done. And I do have some water here. But you can see, as much as I say I'm warm, I mean, you see I'm pretty much soaking wet, and I go through about 3 pairs of undies a day.
In Philadelphia, where the heat index could top out at 108 degrees Fahrenheit or 42 centigrade, officials extended public pool and spray ground hours on Friday and Saturday. In New York City, where the heat index was to reach 103 degrees Fahrenheit or 39 centigrade, officials posted a public service announcement video on social media urging owners to keep their pets well hydrated. Electric grid operators across the nation declared hot weather alerts this week and told energy companies to put off unnecessary maintenance. Despite the extreme heat, however, no US grid operators had taken more extreme actions.
It's unreal. I can't believe it. It's too hot. It's just too hot.
I feel like I can't go anywhere without sweating, and I feel like I really can't go anywhere without sweating. In the subway station's a sauna. Like it's free, but it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good.
It's pretty hot, but I think it would be worse if the humidity level was higher. And the humidity level is at about 55% right now. So it's tolerable, but I'm trying to go inside very quickly. It's still not fun. It feels like 96 degrees outside right now.
The growing frequency and intensity of severe weather are symptomatic of global, human-driven climate change that is fueling extremes, experts in the field say, with heat waves in much of the world expected to persist through August.
I mean, this weather is wonderful right now. I mean, in the past, it's been on and off, raining, sunny, rainy, hot. But I mean, right now, it's beautiful. Can't complain.
When I'm going into work and I'm like in like a full like button down, then it's way too hot. But when we're out here and you're like can tan and like relax, then it's really nice.
Yeah, the sun and the heat, as long as you hydrate yourself and you have the right protection in terms of sunscreen and whatnot, and not extended period of times in the sun, I think it should be okay. I would say like my family's very used to being in the heat. In terms of climate change, you always hear different things, and so I don't think I'm in a position to really say anything too concrete about that. But I guess the positive would be it is warm out, it is hot out, and you get to do stuff like this. And the negative would be in the winter we don't get some snow, which is always nice too.
Last month was the hottest June on record in the United States, dating back to 1850. It also was the 47th consecutive June and the 532nd consecutive month with temperatures above the 20th century average, according to the Weather Service.
Another great, but guess what happened? We just try to stay close to trees so we get some shelter and some shade. That's about it. That's about it.
The hot weather through much of the US is expected to dissipate by late Saturday, leaving behind chances of thunderstorms and mild temperatures into next week.